Guys, you know I love all things MMA and fighting. I'm super excited to tell you about The Martial Artist. It's a new film coming out on April 4th. I can relate to a new athlete trying to succeed in the sport, and that's why I'm so pumped to check out The Martial Artist in theaters. When rising star Ibby, the Prince Bakran, shines in a local fight, the world's largest promotion company offers him a deal he cannot refuse. Consumed with the limelight and all that it has to offer, Ibby burns the candle at both ends, and soon his fighting takes a hit. Ibby travels to his homeland to try to get answers from his estranged grandfather. In the majestic mountains of Pakistan, Ibby works to find what it is he has lost. But first, he must face his biggest opponent yet, himself. Directed by Shahz Khan and produced by a wonderful team, this is a must-see. You can catch it in theaters worldwide on April 4th. Or go to themartialartistfilm.com today to get the inside scoop and to view showtimes nearest you.
I talk about Ilia Topuria over here every day. Did a rare interview. Called Charles Oliveira. Said, hey man, what's going on? What's going on at 155? Of course, with Charles, of course, give me some goods on Islam, and then you've got the addition of Ilia Topuria. But one thing that I've never done is ask you guys, what do you want to see him do? Right now, the announcement for Ilia Topuria is being reserved until after Paddy the Baddy and Chandler. Based on how that match goes, you will then have the announcement of Ilia Topuria's fight. Or somebody with a big voice has been paid to bring that statement out. Either way, it's got to come to the marketplace to get a response from you. So, without ever knowing for sure which one it is, what do you think? I know you could do anything with Ilia. Like, I'm not fighting that point. I'm not fighting that Ilia and Islam, that you couldn't book that right now. But Ilia versus Islam is not bigger. It's not bigger than Kayla Harrison versus Juliana, just for example. In the world of MMA, in the world of media, and in the world of what that would bring in, and the excitement of the crowd, of which it would have it all, that's the fight we all wanted to see. Like, I by no means am putting the fight down, but you would agree Ilia versus Islam is not a bigger fight than Juliana versus Kayla, and that fight just got announced, and it's not a main event. So, if you were dead set that Ilia Topuria, on his laurels alone, is going to fight for a world title, we would have already announced it. What would the delay be? He vacates the title, you would announce that he's fighting for a title at a different weight class. If him being the undefeated champion of the world, and by the way, Ilia Topuria right now is the champion of the world, regardless of what you guys read. I don't want to get in a back and forth. I'm right here. Ilia Topuria is the reigning undefeated champion of the world and can't get the fight. So, in a couple of weeks, he will no longer be the reigning champion of the world. Now, he'll still be undefeated, and you might still think he's never been as good of an argument. I'm just sharing for you the argument that you're making today is going to become weaker when he is no longer the champion, and the argument you're making today did not get him the fight. So a reasonable person is going to conclude he's not going to get the fight with more time and less done. It also makes a complete world of difference. Like Islam versus Ilia. I'm saying this like I'm hating on that fight. I'm not. You've got something there. I'm just sharing with you, you don't have much. Those guys think that's a blockbuster. Those guys think that's going to set a record. That will not do a pay-per-view record, a merchandise record, a live gate. They will not sell out in any kind of a record. That is not going to move the needle. I'm just sharing with you. It's not. But it does if Ilia fights one time first. If Ilia Topuria stops off at 155 against a top guy, Ilia versus Islam is a completely different conversation. Then you start weighing your odds of, okay, what's a bigger fight? Ilia versus Islam, or Paddy the Baddy versus Islam. And there's where you got to use a level of imagination. You got to try to imagine what would happen to Paddy if he got a win over Chandler and a win over Ilia Topuria. Would it make him big enough? And it's a very interesting proposition. And I have heard from a good fan base of Charles Oliveira. From a good fan base saying, hey, wait a minute. We rode the road. We made the towns. We did the weigh-ins. We are the number one guy. That's our title shot. Give it to Ilia, give it to Paddy, give it to whoever you want after you give us the title shot. We will take that belt and we will defend it against anybody. But that's already finished business. We already had our number one contenders fight. This is Team Charles talking. We went to Madison Square Garden, took on Michael Chandler. We won. All those things are true. Now, like any decision, you're only as good as the information you have when you make the decision. And nobody knew. It was as simple as that. Nobody knew Ilia Topuria would be an option. That Ilia Topuria would be in the bracket. So, now that we do know, now that we have that information, why hasn't he been given the fight? Oh, and by the way, he's the reigning champion of the world. 2 weeks from now, he will not be. He will be former champion of the world, making his resume less impressive, albeit very impressive. But if he couldn't get it today, why would he get it then? And is it who you guys want to see have it? And do you want to see Paddy the Baddy versus Ilia? Is Mr. Hand Sanitizer ready to come full circle? Where does Charles fit in this whole thing? What do you want to do with Justin Gaethje? How are you interpreting Max versus Dustin? If it's a send-off fight and it's a goodbye, but what happens if Max took the jump on Dustin? Oh, by the way, he's the reigning BMF champion. That gets you any credit at 155? I'd just like to hear from you guys. Give me some matchups. If you had the power, you were to predict those in power, what matchups at 155 would you like to see?